Welcome back to TPS. In order to win the Super Bowl, your team must boast several strengths. They can't rely entirely on one position group to lead the way. Championship teams tend to be stacked across the board on most occasions. The good news for all 32 NFL teams, all of them have at least one major strength that will give them a chance to win in 2020. Let's get right to it.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
Arizona Cardinals wide receiver. This one requires a little bit of explanation. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most prolific receivers of this era, will now line up with future Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald. And hey, Christian Kirk had 709 receiving yards just a year ago. Needless to say, Kyler Murray should fare much better in year 2. Falcons quarterback. Even before Julio Jones arrived, Matt Ryan was producing at an MVP-like level for Atlanta. Matty Ice has always given his Falcons a chance to win, no matter who his receivers are. That's why we have to put the QB as the team's biggest strength over the wide receiver position. Baltimore Ravens quarterback. The Ravens might be the most talented and complete team in football, but Lamar Jackson is the reigning MVP, so how can we put anyone else here? He led the Ravens to a league-best 14 wins last season. What will he do for an encore? We can't wait to find out. Buffalo Bills secondary. The Bills allowed the 4th fewest passing yards last season, surrendering only 195.2 per game. Led by all-pro corner Tre'Davious White and standout corners Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, the secondary propelled Buffalo to a wild-card berth in 2020. Now they have their eyes set on the division title and the Super Bowl. As long as the secondary maintains its dominance, the Bills will have a chance at both. Panthers running back. What more can we say? Christian McCaffrey became just the 3rd running back to post 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in a single season. It's a rebuilding year in Carolina, but McCaffrey will make this new-look offense must-watch TV in 2020. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. Rookie QB Joe Burrow is going to have a ton of help around him, including perennial Pro Bowler A.J. Green, 2-time 1,000-yard receiver Tyler Boyd, skilled rookie T. Higgins, and youngsters John Ross and Auden Tate. The Bengals are a long way from contending, but their receiving core is one of the deepest in football. Chicago Bears linebacker. The strength of Chicago's stingy defense starts with the linebackers. Superstar pass rusher Khalil Mack occupies the outside linebacker spot. He's complemented by free agent pickup Robert Quinn, inside linebacker Roquan Smith, and veteran standout Danny Trevathan. That's an unbelievable set of linebackers. Now, if the Bears quarterbacks could be just decent and avoid wasting this unit's production. Cleveland Browns wide receivers. When Pro Bowlers Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry are your top 2 wideouts, there's just no way of putting a different position on here. As bad as this team was in 2019, both receivers crossed the 1,000-yard mark, and they'll be key to a turnaround in 2020. Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Tough to choose between quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and the offensive line, but ultimately the unit anchored by Zach Martin and Tyron Smith takes the cake. The Cowboys' O-line has been a mainstay for more than half a decade after all. This unit has blocked for 3 rushing yards leaders since 2014, so yeah, you can see why we had to put them as the Cowboys' greatest strength. Denver Broncos safety. We were tempted to put receivers, but there is a lot of inexperience there. Whereas with safety, the Broncos know they're set with 2019 breakout star and second-team All-Pro Justin Simmons, alongside veteran Kareem Jackson, who scored a very solid 82.3 grade from Pro Football Focus. That's quite the dynamite safety duo, and we expect them to only get better from here. The Lions wide receiver. Kenny Golladay hit 1,000 yards for the 2nd straight year, and he led the NFL with 11 touchdown receptions in 2019. Veteran Marvin Jones is usually good for 700-plus yards, and he's only 3 seasons removed from recording a career-best 1,101 yards. And veteran Danny Amendola serves as a nice security blanket and 3rd down option for Matthew Stafford. The Packers secondary. It feels weird not putting quarterback on here, but it was the rushing game and secondary that propelled Green Bay to 13 wins and an NFC Championship appearance last season. The Packers secondary boasts vastly underrated veteran safety Adrian Amos and young corners Jair Alexander and Darnell Savage. The latter 2 should only get better with maturity and experience too. Texans quarterback. Deshaun Watson is one of the game's elite quarterbacks, no question about it. He's made it work with a woeful offensive line, inconsistent running back production, and questionable head coaching. The Texans wouldn't be anywhere close to playoff contention without Watson, plain and simple. The Colts' offensive line, no doubt about this. Quentin Nelson is the best offensive guard in the league, as evidenced by consecutive Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro selections. Center Ryan Kelly earned his first Pro Bowl selection in 2019. Anthony Costanzo has been a mainstay at left tackle for almost a decade and counting, and youngster Braden Smith should only get better following a stellar sophomore year. Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line. Josh Allen posted 10.5 sacks in his rookie season. He'll top that number in 2020. Rookie K'Lavon Chaisson, the number 20 selection in this year's draft, should make an immediate impact in Duval County. Yannick Ngakwe's future in Jacksonville is in doubt, but if he starts the season as a Jag, well, the Jaguars have 3 young phenoms to anchor that defensive line. See, it's not that bad in Jacksonville. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. Best quarterback in the league, best player in the league, reigning Super Bowl MVP. 2 seasons removed from an MVP. Yeah, this was obvious. Too obvious. Next, Las Vegas Raiders front 7. Rookie Max Crosby recorded 10 sacks last season. Clelin Ferrell should fare better after a so-so rookie year. And oh, the Raiders signed veteran defensive tackle Malik Collins and stud linebackers Corey Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski in free agency. Khalil Mack, who? Kidding. But seriously, these Raiders will form quite the front 7 in 2020. Los Angeles Chargers secondary. Led by 2018 first-team All-Pro safety Derwin James and veteran Pro Bowler Casey Hayward, the Chargers secondary will be even better in 2020. Desmond King should bounce back following an inconsistent 2019 season, and the Chargers landed Pro Bowl slot corner Chris Harris Jr. in free agency. Los Angeles Rams defensive line. Aaron Donald is the main reason we put the Rams here, but of course the Rams have another quality defensive lineman in Michael Brockers to complement Donald. Rookie Terrell Lewis could also add some juice to this already ferocious pass rushing unit. Miami Dolphins cornerback. On paper, the Dolphins have one of the game's top cornerback duos in Xavier Howard and newcomer Byron Jones, who were both named Pro Bowlers in 2018. Howard serves as a ball-hawking corner, while Jones excels in man-to-man coverage, allowing only a 53.1 completion percentage when targeted in 2019. If he can bring that production from Dallas over to Miami, Jones and Howard could be the league's best corner duo by season's end. Vikings safety. Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris might be the league's best safety duo. The former earned his 5th straight Pro Bowl selection in 2019, while Harris racked up 11 passes defended and 6 interceptions, tied for the league lead. Defense is still Minnesota's strength, and it all starts with their dynamic safety tandem. New England Patriots cornerback. Try not to give all the credit to ring Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore. He gets a ton of help from his fellow corners. Since 2017, including the postseason, J.C. Jackson has allowed only a 49.6 completion percentage, the lowest among all corners. This is according to Pro Football Focus, of course. PFF also ranked McCourty as the number 9 corner for the 2019 regular season. He only allowed a 48.2 completion percentage last season and 0 touchdowns. New Orleans Saints receivers. The Saints are the most complete team in the NFC with no major weaknesses, but ultimately we have to settle with receivers as their biggest strength. Michael Thomas won the 2019 Offensive Player of the Year award after leading the league with 1,725 receiving yards and notching 149 receptions, a single-season record. Thomas must have been smiling when the Saints signed veteran Emmanuel Sanders, which means less double teams on can't guard Mike. He's not a receiver, but tight end Jared Cook is no slouch himself, and Alvin Kamara does plenty of damage as a pass catcher in the backfield. New York Giants running back. The Giants don't have any strengths outside of running back, so this was a very easy choice for us. Saquon Barkley is a top 3 running back in the NFL. If he stays healthy in 2020, he could easily top that jaw-dropping rookie season he had. New York Jets front 7. The Jets front 7 was their biggest strength last season, and that shouldn't change in 2020. Greg Williams' unit could improve drastically for a number of reasons. For starters, Pro Bowl linebacker C.J. Mosley is finally healthy after missing all but 2 games last year. Future superstar Quinnen Williams was unproductive in his rookie year, but he has nowhere to go but up in 2020. Veteran defensive tackle Steve McClendon is quietly one of the NFL's elite run stoppers too. These Jets allowed the 2nd fewest rushing yards last season. Expect that dominance to continue, complemented by more quarterback pressures and sacks. Eagles defensive line. Philly's offense gets most of the credit, but no way they win Super Bowl 52 without that resilient pass rush. Fletcher Cox has already crafted a Hall of Fame resume. Brandon Graham, one of the league's most underrated players, is always a threat to hit double-digit sacks. Super Bowl 52 hero Derek Barnett tallied 6.5 sacks last season, and free agent pickup Javon Hargrave will provide even more juice in both the pass rush and run-stopping departments. This will be Philly's biggest strength in 2020. Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line. This requires little explanation. The Steelers led the NFL with 54 sacks last season. TJ Watt is one of the NFL's elite defensive players. Cameron Hayward has been a grade A pass rusher for almost a decade now. Bud Dupree is coming off a career year in which he notched at 11.5 sacks. The Steelers don't need Ben Roethlisberger to be great in his return. He just has to be average. This defense, anchored by the league's best pass rush from 2019, will take care of the rest. 49ers defensive line. The Steelers may have led the NFL in sacks, but the 49ers have the most star power on their D-line. It's actually quite ridiculous. 2019 Defensive Rookie of the Year Nick Bosa will be a top-tier pass rusher for years to come. Veteran D Ford can hit double-digit sacks if he stays healthy. Eric Armstead broke out with 10 sacks last year, and rookie Javon Kinlaw should make an immediate impact right away. Seahawks quarterback. The Seahawks have a long list of weaknesses. The O-line is lackluster, and the defense is mediocre. Luckily, they have a top-5 quarterback in Russell Wilson, who continues to mask all the flaws for this team. With Wilson, the Seahawks are a double-digit win team and postseason contender. Without him, they'd be a bottom-5 team. Simple as that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver. With all due respect to Tom Brady, that enticing tight end trio and vastly underrated defensive line wide receiver is by far Tampa's biggest strength for 2020. Mike Evans has hit 1,000 yards every year since entering the NFL in 2014. Chris Godwin was coming off of a breakout year in which he notched 86 catches for 1,333 yards and 9 touchdowns. Easily the best receiving duo in the NFL. Tennessee Titans running back. Derrick Henry won the rushing title last season and got Tennessee all the way to the AFC Championship game. He ended the Patriots' dynasty in Lamar Jackson's MVP season. When's the last time a running back completely dominated the postseason like that? He's the rock of this team, hence the $50 million contract extension they gave him. Washington front 7. Easy choice here because 1. There are no other strengths on this team at all. 2. This could very well be the league's top front 7 in 2 or 3 years. Washington drafted can't-miss pass rushing stud Chase Young with the number 2 pick. He'll be one of the most dominant players in football for years to come. Matt Ioannidis led the team with 8.5 sacks last year. Rookie Montez Sweat patched in with 7 sacks. And Jonathan Allen posted 6. Third-year defensive tackle Deron Payne can chip in with the big play too. And Pro Bowl linebacker Ryan Kerrigan always must be accounted for. By our count, that's 6 talented studs in this front 7. You know their names. They're going to take the league by storm very soon. What do you think is the biggest strength of your favorite NFL team? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, you can do that right now by hitting the subscribe button down there. If you like the video and like the video, we'd really appreciate it. And last but not least, don't forget to tune into TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you next time.